Living behind bars at home because of the drug dealing going on outside their doors. For the past week, News Center 4's crime specialist Wilson Van Alst has been documenting what goes on there. He joins us now with this exclusive first-hand report. Van.
Jim, you know, we've talked a lot about the medical dangers of crack, or hubba as they call it here. And we've talked about the sporadic violence between drug dealers, violence that sometimes takes innocent lives. But this story is in a way more frightening because it affects so many people at the very center of their lives.
We've been approached in our cars that we want to buy hubba, crack, whatever have you, drugs, and it's a day in and day out activity.
This is broad daylight last week at the intersection of Mendel and Newcomb Streets in the Bayview district.
I have to deal with it from 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 o'clock the following day. And I hear all hours of the night, hubba, hubba, ready rock.
Just about what we heard when we sent a News Center 4 employee in to show how easy it was to make a buy. He's in the gold sports car, momentarily blocked by the gray Cadillac.
What's happening, bro? Yeah, I need some, man.
For a moment, the dealer hesitates. He doesn't know our buyer, and it could be a cop. But this is a business of risk and reward.
You got some hubba? All right, how much is it?
20.
For all that?
Nah, for one.
No, brother. You gotta do better than that.
No, that's how, look at how big these rocks is. That's how we sell them down here.
No shit. Why don't you let me have 2 for 20, man?
I don't got that kind of action.
Okay, I want the biggest one now. Is it good, man?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let me have that one, man. That one right there. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
All right.
It took less than 45 seconds. Our buyer estimates the dealer's age between 16 and 17.
They're just real blatant, they're bold, they're disrespectful, and they're just sort of trying to move us out of our community.
That is why these people are speaking out, and this is why they don't want to be recognized.
I have seen what happens on the streets, especially when drugs are involved. In fact, within the past 3 months, 2 people have been shot on Newcomb Street and 1 was killed.
This is the neighborhood we're talking about. It is predominantly black and predominantly middle class, and the people who live around here feel they have a right to resent being prisoners of hubba.
I have bars basically all over my house, and the bars are there because I am a prisoner of my own environment, not an environment that I chose, an environment that I have become a victim of.
And they are prisoners in more subtle ways. Many of the people who live here have careers. They'd like to bring the boss home for dinner, but they can't.
I cannot enjoy the finer things in life. I can't even bring people over to my house to socialize because I'm wondering what's going to happen on the streets.
And the biggest prisoners of all are the most innocent of all.
I would never even allow my children to play outdoors in my home, just knowing that exist right outside, that they could be slip drugs. I mean, they have no idea as to what hubba is or any other kind of narcotics. Someone comes up and says it's candy, they may very well take it. There's a recreation center on Newcomb Street, and our children cannot even use it because when it gets too hot for the dope peddlers on the streets, they run inside the recreation center and business starts up as usual.
Just outside that recreation center, early on a Monday morning before the sales begin, these are only a few of the packages from hubba that was sold the night before. And torn up matchbooks indicating that some of the drugs, at least, were used right here.
These people are all getting antsy, and they're on missions, as they call it. And when they're on these missions, they're on missions all night long. And at that point, they will attack anyone so that they can get another rock. Hey, our safety's at danger. Hey, our future's at danger. Our children's safety is at danger.
Those are fighting words, and these fighting citizens have some advice to pass on to other communities where drug dealing may not be as obvious, but where it is at least as insidious.
If you turn away, the problem's gonna get bigger. It's not gonna get any better. It's not gonna go away. And just like it creeped into the Bayview area, it will creep into every area. There is no safe area when you're talking about cocaine.
We hid the faces of some of the people in those pictures because they are juveniles. One, according to police, is just 13. I'd like to thank Chuck Hastings for some of those remarkable pictures you just saw.
They were remarkable. It was really a frightening and angering story. What are the police doing? Are they getting a handle on this at all?
Well, neighbors say they want more police activity out there, but police say they have in fact made more than 100 arrests in that very area in the past month or so. But they say every time they arrest one dealer, there's another one to take his place.
Thanks very much, Wilson Van Alst.